Number 22. It says the scores on a recent statistics test was given in a frequency distribution below. You want to construct the corresponding relative frequency distribution. You want to round the relative frequencies to the nearest hundredth of a percent if necessary. Here is the formula on how to find the relative frequency. Relative frequency. That is going to equal to the class total, or the class frequency, I should say, divided by the total frequency. Because it wants percentages, once we have our decimal, rather to two numbers after the decimal, we can then multiply by 100 to find the percentage. Overall, this right here is going to be the relative frequency formula. Because it wants a percent, we just multiply by 100 to make it a percentage. And we do that for each and every class. Let's first find out the total frequency by adding up all the numbers under the frequency column. And we can call the total frequency as n. So 5 plus 11 is 16, plus 9 is 25, plus 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. Let's double check that. 16, 25, 30, 31. Okay. To find the relative frequency for the first class, for class 0 through 60, that is going to be the class frequency of 5 divided by the total frequency, which is 31. So let's divide that in our calculator. Let's go down here. 5 divided by 31. Make it a little bit smaller since I don't need that much room in this case. And then after whatever we get here, which is approximately 0.16, we're going to multiply that by 100 to get approximately 16%. Let's do that for the rest of these examples. 11 divided by 31. Then we're going to multiply that by 100. And we're going to round to the nearest hundredth of a percent. So what I'm going to do is, before I continue, let me go back because I think I read it a little bit incorrectly. So let's do 5 divided by 31 again. Multiply that by 100. Oops. 5 divided by 31 times 100. Okay, we're going to round this number to its hundredth. So 2 numbers after the decimal. That 9 will make that 2 round up to a 3. So that's 16.13%. Had to make sure I understood what was going on. Now do the same thing for the next one. 11 divided by the total frequency, which is 31. Times that by 100. And that's going to be 35.48%. Let's continue. 9 divided by 31. Multiplied by 100. 29.03%. Well, we already did 5 divided by 31 times 100. That's going to be 16.13%. And 1 divided by 31 times 100. That is going to be 3.23%. This 5 right here will make that 2 round up to a 3. This is the relative frequency distribution. And that is it, guys. We're also going to look at question number 23, which is analyzing a stem and leaf plot. The stem and leaf plot below displays the ages for 30 attorneys in a small law firm. What is the age of the oldest attorney? What is the age of the youngest attorney? Now, remember, for example, let's look at the stem that has 2. And you see 2 9s there. The stem represents the 10th place, and the leaf represents the 1's place. The stem is the 2's place. Is the 10th place for the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Where the attorneys right here represents the leaf, which is the 1's place. If I take the stem 2 and the leaf 1, that means 29. And because there are 2 9s, that means we have 2 attorneys at the age of 29. Another example, if I look at the stem of 3 and look at the first leaf of 0, that represents the number 30. And there are 2 attorneys that are 30, 2 attorneys that are 31, 1 attorney that's 32, an attorney that's 35, 38, and 39. Now it says, what is the age of the oldest attorney? That means we're going to look at the largest stem. That is going to be the value of 70. And then from the largest stem, we look at the largest leaf, which is going to be the value of 2. That means the age of the oldest attorney is 72 years old. The age of the youngest attorney will be the smallest stem, which is 2, and the smallest leaf, in this case, they're both 9s, so that's going to be 29. And that is it to number 23. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it made sense. I'll see you soon. Take care.